Всем привет, мои дорогие друзья, с вами снова ваш охрипший демонический я, и сегодня мы начинаем играть в офигительную игру, как вы уже догадались, это Stanley Parable. Это офигенная игрушка. Значит, в настройках у нас ничего такого, звук, видео, клавиатура для экстрасенсора. Ачивменты союз, ну, это понятно, да? Начинаем игру. The end is never, это, конечно, хорошо. The end is loading, да, конечно, да, безусловно. Так, если я буду кашлять, там еще что-то, ну, извините. Такой вот у меня сегодня день записи охрипшим голосом. Конечно. Ай, господи, что ты тут будешь делать? Какая быстрая загрузка, ребятки, какая быстрая загрузка. Давай, грузись, придурчатый. Ну давай, давай. Ну грузи, Саня.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Excuse. Простите, звук, наушники, бла-бла-бла, динамик назад. Это видео. Окей. Назад. Экстра сочи. Подождите. А это? А как? Very. Фу ты. Полные комментарии. Только субтитры. Назад. Ну, в общем, вот мы здесь. Игрушка офигительной фирмы. Какое-то там кафе или что-то.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Так. Хорошо. Мы 427-й. Заметили? Потыкаемся во все двери. Кстати, я...
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Значит, я смотрел проходи, честно скажу. Ну, не большой, я смотрел проходи, честно говоря. Так. Есть тут что? Так, выруб. Закрыт. Закрыт. Важно. Хорошо, так, ладно, идем. Бабы. Нет, не бабы. Проходи, бабы. Так.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Давайте сначала зайдем тут в левую, действительно. Давайте сначала пройдем по нужным местам. По местам нужно идти. А потом вот там пойдем. Я прыгать не могу, я не могу прыгать. Блин.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ну ладно, пошли. О, broom-closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Это, конечно, хорошо, но я найду здесь что-нибудь. Я постараюсь здесь что-нибудь.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Ну, вот так. Ладно, давайте еще посидим. Я хочу посидеть.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Ну, вот так вот я сижу здесь. Хочется. Прыгать нельзя, тогда
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Вот так вот хочется.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Я не знаю, я здесь все-таки посижу.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Иди в жопу. Рассказчик, иди в жопу, я тебе сразу сказал.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
А я посижу. Иди в жопу, я буду сидеть. И ждать, что ты мне еще скажешь. Больше ничего не скажешь. Иди в жопу.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee, coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Пошли. Да, ребятки, пошли. О, давайте здесь. Закрыто. Закроем, закроем. Как здесь что-нибудь есть. Ничего, сюда можно? Сюда нельзя зайти. Ладно.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Давайте зайдем. Да, давайте сползем. Давайте сползем. Лай. Лодинг. Что-то меня как-то дрипит, потому что я как-то немножечко сплю. Но это и ладно, это не важно, это надо наплевать. Потому что я сейчас запишу что-нибудь, пойду пожру. Значит, это хорошо.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Пошли.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Подождите. Я хочу на стульчик. На стульчик хочу. Да чтоб тебя. Давай, давай, давай. Давай. Да ёпта. Почему? Ладно, пошли. О.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
А где мы? Мы здесь есть? Нас здесь есть? Нас здесь есть, ребят? Ребзи. 427. Вон. Нашел. Давай, врубай. Да, вон наш офис, точно. Прикольно. Кто-то умер. Ладно.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Окей, это, конечно, хорошо. Опа, а там что есть? Там есть что? 5. О, давайте все кнопки нажмем. 5. 3. Ладно, давайте вот это нажмем. 4. 2. Четвертое где? Вы спросите. Так, ребят, не правда. Один. О. Явно-ка. Ладно, пошли. Посмотрим, что у нас тут есть. У нас тут есть кнопочка под номером 4. 4. Так, теперь 3, 2, 1 надо еще нажать. Опа. Пошли, посмотрим, что будет. Интересно. Сюда нельзя. 3. Так, давай. 2, 3, 1. Ну ладно, хорошо, нет, так нет. Ладно, пошли к красной кнопке. Ай, я что, иметь, конечно. Стоп, опять там-то чё? Ребят. О. Так, это хорошо.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Блин. Давайте он нажмем. Мы все равно сможем сюда прийти, господи. Ладно, давай.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of a joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Ну да, бывает. Со всеми случается, ребят, со всеми случается, не волнуйтесь. Не волнуйтесь. Все в порядке, пацаны. Так, хорошо уже, хорошо. Так, давайте-ка еще раз пройдемся.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ну, вдруг действительно мемо. Мемо. А теперь мы пойдем по другому пути. Опачки. Это что это? Конечно, хорошо. Так, ладно. А что если отключить? Ладно, потом отключу.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Да, действительно.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Вижу. Спасибо. Ой, ребятки. Ой, что тут?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Сильно странно. Так. Что давай?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
В жопу. Пойду себе.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.